Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Chana Vallabha Girivardhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Chana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Rajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Rajajanaranjana Jamunatiravanachari Jamunatiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Rajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Rajajanaranjana Jamunatiravanachari Jamunatiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Astutar Sutta Sri Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charna Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Liti Vishaka Devi Ki Jai Shri Gopal Ji Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaurni Tai Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hari HariBol. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru, Shri Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya.
Hare Krishna. So we are very privileged today to have the association of His Holiness Sri Krishna Chaitanya Swami Maharaj. So I would like to give a brief introduction about Maharaj. The first amazing thing about Maharaj is Maharaj was born in New York in the year when Prabhupada first landed in USA, that is 1965. And amazing thing was Maharaja's mother's sister used to attend Prabhupada's Kirtan in Tompkins Square Park. So since then, Maharaj has a root connected with ISKCON, and currently Maharaj is leading ISKCON Kirtan ministry, as a GBC minister for Kirtan, and also he's leading Padayatra. He is also minister for Padayatra. He is leading a Lok studio in the headquarters of ISKCON Music Ministry is Pandharpur. And also now he's currently writing a book, Spiritually Rich. So let us welcome His Holiness Sri Krishna Chaitanya Swami Maharaj amongst us. We are very fortunate to hear from him today. So let us welcome him in our traditional way by loudly chanting, HariBol, HariBol, HariBol.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayat Nasta Pravishu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopal Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 13. Chapter is entitled The Appearance of Lord Varaha. Please repeat after me. Svadham strayo dritya mahim nimagnam Svadham strayo dritya mahim nimagnam Sa utita samruche rasaya Sa utita samruche rasaya Tatrapi daityam gadaya patantam Tatrapi daityam gadaya patantam Sunabasandi pitativ ramanyo Sunabasandi pitati vramanyo Swadham swayodritya mahimni magna Sautita samruche rasayaha Tatrapi daityam gadayapatantam Sunabasandi pitati vramanyo Swadham swayodritya mahim nimagna Sautitasam ruche rasayaha Tatrapi daityam gadayapatantam Sunabasandi pitati vramanyo Please chant. Swadham swayotya mahim nimagna Sautita samruche sasaya Tatrapi daityam gadaya patantam Sunabhatandi patati vramanyo Sandhascha saudadritamim nimagnam Sautita samruche rasayaha Tatrapi daityam gadaya patantam Sunabasandi pitati vramanyo Swadham swayodritya mahim nimagna Samutita samruche rasayaha Tatrapi daityam gadaya patantam Sunabasandi pitati vramanyo Swadham swayodritya mahim nimagnam Sautita samruche rasayaha Tatrapi daityam nanapatantam Sunabasandi pitati vramanyo Swadam straya by his own tusks Udritya raising Mahim the earth Nimagnam submerged Saha he Utitaha, getting up. Samriruche, appeared very splendid. Rasayaha, from the water. Tatra, there. Api, also. Daityam, unto the demon. Gadaya, with the club. Apatantam, rushing towards him. Sunabha, the wheel of Krishna. Sandipita, glowing. Tivra, fierce. Manyahu, anger. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charnarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Lord Boar very easily took the earth on his tusks and got it out of the water. Thus he appeared very splendid. Then his anger, glowing like the Sudarshan wheel, he immediately killed the demon Hiranyaksha, although he tried to fight with the Lord. Please repeat after me. Lord Boar very easily took the earth on his tusks and got it out of the water. Thus he appeared very splendid. Then his anger, glowing like the Sudarshan wheel, he immediately killed the demon Hiranyaksha, although he tried to fight with the Lord. Purport. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, the Vedic literatures describe the incarnation of Lord Varaha, the boar, in two different devastations, namely the Chakshusha devastation and the Swayambhuva devastation. This particular appearance of the boar incarnation actually took place in the Swayambhuva devastation, when all planets other than the higher ones, Jana, Mahar, and Satya, merged in the water of devastation. This particular incarnation of the boar was seen by the inhabitants of the planets mentioned above. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti suggests that the sage Maitreya amalgamated both the boar incarnations in different devastations and summarized them in his description to Vidura. Svadam swayo dritya mahim nimagnam sautita samruche rasayaha tatrapi daityam gadaya patantam sunabasandi pitati vramanyoho. Is there something I can put under me so a cushion? Om Ajnanatirmandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Just as Lord Boar has lifted the earth, Prabhuji has elevated me to the asan. Thank you so much. It is my great honor and pleasure to be here this morning in Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir. HariBol. I'm feeling very blissful to be here. And before I begin speaking, I seek the blessings of all the devotees who are present here today, both live and also on the internet. Kripaya aap sab ashirwad dijiye. Thank you so much. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 13. Chapter is entitled The Appearance of Lord Varaha. And today we are reading text number 31. So this section is a very wonderful section, and perhaps we could call today's class When the World Loses Balance, because the earth fell into the Garbhodak ocean. When the world loses balance, lessons from the Varaha Lila. Or alternatively, because we are here in Radha Gopinath Mandir, and devotees here seem to enjoy this kind of title, 9 parallels between the Varaha Lila and the modern world. right? This is kind of a Radha Gopinath kind of class title, right? So this is a little bit ambitious for me. I don't generally go through 9 different parallels between Varaha, Lila, and the modern world, but still I will try, and seeking all of your blessings in this regard. Thank you so much. So just to begin to put things a little bit in context of the modern world, just 2-3 days back, I came from the Middle East. I had been there for Holi, and actually I went for Holi, but it seemed more like Diwali. Boom, boom, boom. It was quite an exciting visit. I never visited any place quite like that. I arrived on 28th February, and as soon as I landed in the airport, I opened my phone and received a message from the Yatra leader there. And he said, did you land? Planes are being turned away. The airspace is closed. And my flight was one of the last flights to land before they closed the airspace. So I texted him back, I'm here, what's going on? And he said, you don't know? And then I heard, boom, boom, boom. I went on my way, I was traveling, I stopped at a devotee's home for lunch. And after lunch, usually we take like samph or some other mukwas. But our mukwas there was quite exciting. Some explosions outside. We went out and looked at the sky, and there were white clouds from explosions where missiles had met interceptors. And everyone began getting an anxiety. And I was wondering, can I make it to my next destination? I was visiting a nearby kingdom, maybe 2 hours from there. And they said, hurry up. If you don't go now, the borders may close. So we got in the vehicle and we sped to our next destination. And it began a daily occurrence where these missiles and interceptors, and devotees were in tremendous anxiety. People had picked that part of the world to live. Many of you have friends that live in this part of the world, and they would always say, oh, it's such a safe place. But padam padam yevi padam natesham. There's no safe place in this world. Actually, Srila Prabhupada writes in the introduction to the Vaishnava songbook that had been compiled by Achyutananda Prabhu, that the only safe place in this world is in the center of the kirtan, loudly chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So we experienced regional tensions, missile alerts, and the world was feeling very fragile. And any time things could fall apart. But all of the satsangas that I attended there, and the satsangas continued, devotees were enthusiastically chanting 3-4 hours at a stretch, doing satsangas. So devotees know that to attain real peace, one should take shelter of Krishna and Krishna's holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We did one program there, chanting for world peace. And we chanted this verse, very famous verse, Bhagavad Gita 5:29, the peace formula. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshvaram suidam sarvabhutanam gyatva shanti mrichati. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam, one who knows Krishna as Bhokta, the supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, the supreme lord and controller of all the planets and all the demigods. Suridam Sarva Bhutanam, the best friend and well-wisher of all living entities. Gyatvamam Shantim Richati. Knowing this, one attains peace from the pangs of the material miseries. So the realization is that real stability comes from Krishna, not anything else in this world. Everything else in this world are compared by Srimad Bhagavatam as fallible soldiers. Our families, our jobs, our bank balance, our education, our bodies, all of these are just fallible soldiers. And the only thing we can depend upon is Krishna and His holy name. So in today's verse and section, Srimad Bhagavatam is explaining a moment when the earth itself lost stability. What to speak of a nation, what to speak of a region. In this situation, the entire earth planet lost its stability and was saved by Lord Bor, as we hear in today's verse. Sabdamstraya yo dritya mahim nimagnam. That with his damstraya, with his tusks, Lord Bor udrita, he raised the earth planet. Sautita samruche rasayaha, he lifted it up from the waters. Tachapi daityam gadaya patantam. And there was a demon, Daityam, who had a club that was apantantam, rushing towards him. But because of his anger, Lord Varaha Dev was so angry. His anger was like Sunabha, the wheel of Krishna, the Sudarshan chakra. And he was so angry, he was Sandipita. He was glowing with anger. He was red with anger. And this Manyuhu, this anger was there. The fight was there. So, very, very amazing. When I came back, many thousands of people are still stranded there, trying to come back. So fortunately, I knew a friend, a devotee who worked at the airlines. And also, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your perspective, I have my American passport. So they said, oh, he's an American, you should shortlist him. So somehow, Sarva Karana Karanam, Krishna is the cause of all causes. They shortlisted me and they put me on a flight the next day. HariBol! This was actually after a few days. We celebrated Gaur Purnima, we installed Gaur-Nitai deities, and we had many wonderful programs. So when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, it was very difficult, and some devotees stayed home, so we had many programs online, but devotees also came for the programs. And those devotees that came were very enthusiastic and very eager to participate. So what is the meaning of Hiranyaksha? He's the demon. Hiran means gold, and Aksha means eyes. So one whose eyes are fixed on gold, such a person is known as Hiranyaksha. Money is the honey, Prahlad Maharaj says. So those whose focus in life is getting more and more money, this is the consciousness of Hiranyaksha. And the modern parallel is GDP, the global domestic product. So people want to see the global domestic product of the country is rising and rising. But we see what also rises when there's more drug addiction, GDP rises. When there's more wars, GDP rises. So we see all this confusion in society is attributed to people having just this money consciousness. As we heard from Param Puja Radhanath Swami Maharaj, some people, they love things and they use people. But people are meant to be loved and things are meant to be used. So this GDP consciousness means that we love things that we can buy. But as the Beatles said, money cannot buy love. So here are the 9 parallels. Number 1, eyes fixed on gold. The modern world has a wealth obsession. How can I get more and more and more? I remember growing up in New York City. It was one of my first Christmases were coming. And in my school, maybe it was first standard or kindergarten, we had an assignment in school. And the assignment is make a list of everything you want for Christmas. Oh, and everyone was writing this toy, that toy, these clothes, all these things. And the person who had the longest list got the highest grade. So we were encouraged at a young age to value materialism. But once again, money doesn't buy love. So we should go for gold, but the gold that we should go for is Gauranga. That is the gold that we should go for. We should be Gauranga Aksha, not Hiranyaksha. We should have our eyes fixed on Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Number 2, civilization loses balance. The earth was sinking. The earth had lost its balance. So society today has lost its balance, its social, its moral, its spiritual balance. If you go to a Western country today, even during Srila Prabhupada's manifest Lila, Srila Prabhupada went to America and he said, I was going to tell them these 4 regulative principles. No meat, no fish, no eggs, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. And he said, I was expecting them to say, you get out, because the social compass of the Western countries today, and even it's coming more in India, is the more sinful activities we perform to so-called enjoy, the more intelligent we are. Srila Prabhupada tells a story. A man was asked, are you intelligent? He said, wait, let me check. He put his hand in his pocket. Person said, why are you putting your hand in your pocket? The man said, I'm checking to see if I have any money. If I have money, it means I'm intelligent. So people attribute money and sense gratification with intelligence and advancement of civilization. But we see just like the earth was losing its balance and falling into the ocean, modern day society is losing its balance, social and moral, ethical. and falling into the ocean. Spiritual. Number 3, the environmental crisis. The earth was submerged. Now we talk about global warming. Global warming. Imagine those times, global drowning. The earth planet was under the water. So the conception today is that the earth's resources are meant to be exploited for our own sense gratification and financial gain. But actually the correct understanding is the earth is a goddess, Bhumi Devi, and she should be respected and worshipped. And when we wake up in the morning, we should offer our obeisances to her out of gratitude that she's giving us a place to put our feet and walk when we're walking on this path of bhakti, practicing devotional service. So this environmental crisis is another parallel that today there's so much pollution and global warming and so many difficulties. And those days also, when the earth went under the ocean, that was also an environmental crisis. Number 4, power without wisdom. Hiranyaksha was so powerful. He was defeating all throughout the universe, demanding, fight with me, fight with me. But he did not have the wisdom. And today we also see so much technical power, AI, and so many new technologies. But if they're just being used for eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, then this is called power without wisdom. Now, we can use technology in this world. Srila Prabhupada stressed Rupa Goswami's principle of yukta vairagya. Anasaktasya vishayan, anasaktasya vishayan, yatarham upayunjataha, nirbande Krishna sambande, yukta vairagya uchate, yukta. That whatever technology exists in this world, we should see Krishna sambande, its relationship with Krishna, and use it in Krishna's service. That is power with wisdom. Srila Prabhupada gives the example of the blind man and the lame man. The blind man is compared to the Western world, and the lame man, at that time at least, is compared to India. Because India in those days was lacking resources. Now so many resources coming also in India. So the idea is that the blind man holds the lame man on his shoulders. The lame man can see and the blind man can walk. And together they can move. They can accomplish something wonderful. So the same way, using Western technology and resources and the Eastern vision, the Sudarshana, the Sudristi, the proper knowledge, the Rajavidya, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then this is the proper use of technology. That is power plus wisdom. But we see in those days, power sans wisdom, power without wisdom. And even today, we see so much power without wisdom. Moving on to parallel number 5, divine intervention. When the chaos grows, the Lord intervenes. So the earth had dropped into the lower regions of the Garbhodak ocean. And thus, Lord Varaha personally advented and intervened, because whenever there's a decline in religious principles and a corresponding rise in irreligion, the Lord says, I descend myself. Yada yada hi dharmasya, yada yada hi dharmasya, glanir bharti bharata. abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam shujamyaham. Whenever there's a decline in religious principles, a corresponding rise in irreligion, at that time I descend myself. And in Kali Yuga today, we also see the Lord is descending as the holy name, HariBol. Kali Yuga Dharma, Harinama, Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare. And the Lord is also descended as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavandanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gora Tushe Namaha. That just 500 years ago, Lord has descended on the Falguni Purnima, happened just a few days ago, and we have the 10,000 years golden age, which are just now opening like a lotus flower. So the Lord, divine intervention, when there's difficulty, the earth planet went in the Garbhodak ocean, Lord Varaha Deva has come. Today's society in the ocean of irreligion, then Gauranga Mahaprabhu has come, the holy name has come. Number 6, the Lord appears unexpectedly. So who would expect the Lord to appear as a boar? Boars are considered abominable. Haram, haram. The personality cried out when being killed by the boar. So, but the Lord takes an avatar, incarnation, perfectly according to time, place, circumstance. So the boar incarnation was perfect for his tusks to dig into the Garbhodak ocean and pick up Bhumi Devi, the earth planet, and that Acharyas explained that Bhumi Devi was kept on his tusk like a jewel, very affectionately. The Lord is protecting his devotees. So it's not limited by our human expectations. If the avatars of the Lord were to be limited by our expectations, that would put a limit on the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord is unlimited. So he has unlimited incarnations, more than there are waves on the ocean. And who would expect Srila Prabhupada in 1965 to arrive in America, one small man with just 40 rupees and no followers and knowing no one, to start a global worldwide movement for Sanatan Dharma, which today in 26 has more than 1,000 centers all over the world. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So when the boar first appeared from the nostril of Brahma, it was just the size of a thumb, half of a thumb. And when Srila Prabhupada first appeared in New York, he seemed very insignificant. But now we see Srila Prabhupada is Lord Chaitanya's Senapakti Bhakta, and has created a tremendous wave of the mercy of Lord Chaitanya all over the world. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So very unexpected. Number 7, material power cannot win against spiritual power. So the demon Hiranyaksha challenged Varaha, but even though he had a great gada, a great club, even though he was so powerful, with a simple slap, Then Varahadev completely finished him. Shri Varahadev Bhagavan ki jai. So divine power is always more powerful than material power. Material power here today, gone tomorrow. We had so many empires in the world, the British Empire, the Hungarian Empire, the Russian Empire. What happened to them? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that spirituality, Krishna consciousness cannot wait for any political power, any material situation. Krishna consciousness is the most important thing. Therefore, we should take up this mission and spread the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Number 8, the Lord lifts what has fallen. The earth fell, the Lord lifted the earth. So what has fallen today? The conditioned souls. We have all fallen here. So now Krishna is lifting the fallen souls as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And through this chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, Kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyata. In this age of Kali, one should chant the holy names, chant the holy names, chant the holy names. There's no other way, no other way, no other way. Number 9, hearing and chanting is the rescue process. The Lord Varaha rescued the earth, and we are being rescued by chanting Hare Krishna and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Shrinvata swakatam Krishna punya shravana kirtana hidantastoya bhadrani virunoti suritsatam. That for one who engages in hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord, one's heart is cleansed and purified. So we had blissful 4-hour programs in Avatari Desh, Damodar Desh, and the lesson is, when the world becomes unstable, devotees take shelter in hearing and chanting. I'd like to just leave you with one small realization that as the Srimad Bhagavatam is progressing from the early cantos to the later cantos, we see a transformation from Aishwarya Bhav to Madhurya Bhav. We see that Varahadev, in great power and majesty, defeated the demon and lifted the earth planet, so powerful. But in the 10th canto, we hear how the Lord allows Mother Yashoda to lift him into her arms. So from Aishwarya to Madhurya. Thus, we see that material absorption leads to the world sinking, and taking shelter of Krishna leads to our hearts being lifted. Hence, just as the Lord lifted the earth from the cosmic ocean as Varahadev, he lifts the hearts of those who take shelter of him through hearing and chanting. Shri Varahadev Bhagavan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Do we have time for any questions or comments? 1 or 2 questions or comments, if there are any. Did you have a question? Yeah, Prabhu wants to say something. He has a mic as well. You're fully equipped.
Thank you, Maharaj. Wonderful parallels drawing between Varaha Dev's Lila and current world situation. Maharaj, I have a doubt that just like we see today the turmoil happening in the world, it looks like world is going to get destroyed very soon. How is that? Looks like world is going to get destroyed very soon.
Okay.
So it's always a doubt that how can that 10,000 years that what you mentioned in the golden era
Thank you so much for your kind question.
that will happen.
Let me see if I understand your question. You're saying it appears the world may be destroyed very soon, maybe today or tomorrow. If this is the case, how we can have 10,000 year golden age? So I would question your observation that the world may be destroyed very soon. On what basis do we make this observation? We see now, it's a rhetorical question, I'll try to answer it. We see now some violence occurring in many countries in the Middle East region. And we've also experienced many, many wars in the history of this world. We had World War I, we had World War II. World War II ended with tremendous devastation of atomic explosions. And throughout all the practically unlimited wars of this world, including these two recent ones involving world powers across the globe, we see that the globe was not destroyed. So we see no precedent for complete devastation of the globe. So therefore, I would question the premise of your question. It seems unrealistic and not grounded in fact or experience or precedent. Also, we see that the Srimad Bhagavatam discusses Kalki avatar coming at the end of Kali Yuga. So we expect the words of Bhagavatam to be true. So therefore, we expect that the world will continue so that Kalki avatar will make his appearance. Does that address your question?
As it seems, Kalki avatar is going to happen after 4,27,000 years, means with the current understanding or estimation. So the destruction, what is happening, the depletion of the resources and everything was happening. It seems like how it can happen. Yes, definitely the earlier things we can say that it has never been like that. But the rate of depletion is so high. It seems like how can humanity will survive so long?
So if I understand your question correctly, you're asking how can humanity or the globe sustain for the next 427,000 years? Is that your question?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, as we mentioned, we see that there's never in history has it been full total destruction. The Bhagavatam, just to repeat my point, it anticipates this happening. And also Srimad Bhagavatam also predicts the devastations that is going to happen in the world, that the food will become less, there'll be no fruits, there'll be no vegetables, people will just end up eating each other like cannibals, and the world situation will get worse and worse. But Bhagavatam never points to complete devastation. But it does point to tremendous destruction, which we are seeing manifest today. That just gives us more faith in the predictions of Srimad Bhagavatam about the advent of Kali Yuga.
Maharaj, for clarifying those thoughts.
Thank you so much. Or kuch chahiye?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, we hear repeatedly Padam Padam Yad Vipadamna Tesham. So this, when there are problems somewhere else, we hear and we feel for it, but then that intensity and longing and that realization that this is really, there can be danger here also anytime. Because right now, no problems are here. So that feeling is not there. So how to maintain that
Urgency.
that feeling, urgency always, so that we can be ready for problems anytime.
So again, I'll question your premise. You said there are no problems here right now. You said that. And it's not the case. We're surrounded by problems. How many people died in traffic accidents here in Mumbai yesterday? I don't know the figures, but it must be at least 5 or 10, no? Yeah, if not much more. So, padam padam yevi padam natesham. Srila Prabhupada would always stress on this point, that we never know when the time of death may come. It's like a knife is being suspended on a string above our heads. At any time the string can be cut, the knife will fall, our life can be over. Therefore, this Krishna consciousness movement is very, very important to help us remember Krishna at the time of death. Srila Prabhupada also especially stresses deity worship, because we can remember the deity at the time of death. That will be very helpful for us. Bhagavad Gita 4.6 explains, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavan chajante ante kalevaram tam tam eva tikonteya sadhatad bhava bhavataha. Whatever we remember at the time of death, we will obtain that without fail. So there's a tremendous urgency. Why we don't feel the urgency? Because we're in Maya. We're covered by Maya. Devi Esha Gunamayi, Devi Esha Mama Maya Dharataya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Mayame Tam Tarantite. This material energy of mine is very difficult to overcome, but one who surrenders unto me can easily pass beyond it, can easily surmount it. So it requires surrender to Krishna and his representative, the spiritual master. Sarva dharman prachacha mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaisha mima suchaha. So we should open our eyes and see the dangers of the world around us. This morning I was walking here to come to the mandir around 5 in the morning. I saw one cat with a rat in its mouth, the chua, one billy with one chua, and the rat was dead. And I was remembering the analogy, the devotee is in the mouth of Krishna, feels safe. And the materialist is in the mouth of Krishna, sees Krishna in the form of all-devouring time and death. Death is very frightening. So we're realistic. We understand death will come at any moment. But because we're endeavoring to progress in Krishna consciousness, Krishna will protect us. Yeyatamam prapadyante yeyatam sataiva bhajamyaham. He says, as you surrender unto me, I reward you accordingly. This morning I was just checking the Gulf news to see what was happening with the war. Iran had dropped a bomb on Kuwait and hit a major air base, oil field. There was a huge explosion, and it was televised, and you can see people running hither and thither. It's just definitely horrific to be in this material world. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said, the material world is no place for a gentleman. It's like a toilet. Do your business and get out. So let us take this Krishna consciousness very seriously so we don't have to deal with all of these horrible situations. And as Kali Yuga progresses, it will get worse and worse and worse. So better get out now in this lifetime by worshipping Sri Sri Radha Gopinath and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Lord Varaha Dev ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari HariBol.
Hare Krishna. So let us express our gratitude to Maharaj for drawing such wonderful lessons from this Varaha Dev's Lila. He drew 9 lessons and fixed our devotional service in 9 processes of bhakti. Also, Maharaj gave us a formula, not eyeing on gold, but having eye on golden form of Lord Gauranga. So let us express our gratitude by loudly chanting 3 times. HariBol, HariBol, HariBol. So we request Maharaj, he keeps coming here and give his association. Hare Krishna.
Devotees, they like some